And also by soldiers, they don't care. They play here because if they go outside, they will feel afraid because always they're attacked by stones and by glass bottles. They throw it at the kids when they play at the road, so they should come, and we use this fence to protect them from the stones. Because when we was sit here, also we was attacked by the settlers, and the soldier they can protect the settlers only. It's our fault or our crime, just because we are a Palestinian and we did not want to leave this house.
The real situation behind the headlines of the newspapers. What I did in Hebron every night, firing grenades into a Busnena neighborhood, that's what the Israeli press called IDF forces returned fire to the source of fire. I don't remember once that I recognized the source of fire.
People just argued. I mean, I want to shoot, no, I want to shoot, no, I want to shoot. That just like stood in a line behind a grenade machine gun in order to shoot the grenades for something like 2,000 meters at Kharat Sheikh. I mean, civilized neighborhood, and you can't see shit. I mean, it's night, and you don't see any snipers, you don't see nothing. You just see buildings, and you feel like it's inside of a computer game. And then your mother calls you to see if you're okay. You can't tell her that this is what you've been doing. I mean, and she hears the shots, and all the noise of the explosions in Hebron. And she says just like, no, it's okay, it's just a drill.
The Israeli society has no clue about what's going on in Hebron, what's going on in all the occupied territories.
The closure, curfews, it's the most something, it kill us. Always we have here a curfew. Any problems in all of Hebron, we have a curfew here. Believe me, if we hear an explosion in London, we have here in Tel Armed, we have a curfew here.
The story of the settlers' violence in Hebron is an untold story that most media outlets, including Israeli media, would not dare to cover due to the settlers' hostility towards them. The city of Hebron is losing its residents at an alarming pace, especially in the old city. Walking the streets of Hebron, you would think you were walking in a ghost town. Before the settlers invaded, the city was a major tourist attraction due to its holiness for Jews, Christians, and Muslims as the burial place of the patriarchs. But now, the city is experiencing an organized process aimed at forcing the Palestinians out of their homes.
Sitting on a post on the roof and hearing drilling from under of you inside the settlers' houses, and you call on the radio, you call the patrol, and you say, I hear drills under me, please check what it is. And the patrol comes in the middle of the night and he found a settler that decided to expand his living room. So he drilled into the wall. He broke into a Palestinian shop. We have the same wall. He threw everything that was in the shop to the street. He locked the doors, and now he has a bigger house. No one is arresting him. No one is stopping him. The police in Hebron is afraid from the settlers.
It's frightening. I mean, it's really frightening to live here when your neighbors want you gone. They want your land, they want your home, and they're willing to intimidate and to threaten until they get their way. And the army and the police, the Israeli security apparatus that is here is primarily mandated to protect them.
They're armed, they're violent. There's been years and years of absolutely unrestrained settler violence. A settler can kill a Palestinian with impunity, with no fear whatsoever of ever being tried or brought to court or anything. And I've witnessed this with my own eyes. Settlers can go, and I've witnessed this as well, into Palestinian houses and take over the houses, or come in and burn the house down, with the police all around.
How can you do to other people what was done to you people, just 60 years ago? Are irrelevant. They close their hearts, they close their ears. They are alien to this. It's not relevant, those questions, to them. For them, it is God that gave them the land, and the Arabs have nothing to do here, besides if they will be willing to be servants. I visited South Africa recently, and I spoke to black people who still remember the apartheid. This is the South African apartheid. This is Rhodesia. Actually, the Palestinians, in the best case, are transparent. They don't see them. They don't exist.
The latest chapter of the Israeli policy, and especially that of Prime Minister Ariel Sharon, father of the settlement movement, is in its final installment to create permanent facts on the ground and shape the future of the Palestinian state. In June 2002, Israel decided to encircle the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, with a wall or a fence, depending on who you ask. The International Court of Justice calls it a wall. In some areas, it is indeed a 25-foot-high concrete wall, while in other areas, it is a fence surrounded by razor wire, trenches, patrol roads, and surveillance cameras. Palestinians call it an apartheid wall. Israelis call it a security fence.
You can't explain the major elements of the occupation by security. You can't explain 200 settlements by security. Israel did not go out and build Ma'ale Adumim for security reasons, and it never claimed to. You can't explain the highway system. You can't explain the policy of house demolitions. You can't explain land expropriation. You can't explain really the closure, the way it's done, because most of the closure is internal, within the West Bank and within Gaza, not between them and Israel. And you can't explain the route of the wall by security. Security simply does not explain these things. Something else is going on.
Just look at the route of the wall and the picture definitely will become clearer. The border between Palestine and Israel, between the Palestinian territories and the Israeli territories, is 315 kilometers long, Meanwhile, the route of the wall is 670 kilometers. Definitely it is more than double the length.